dealing with specifically of the lust of the world and the lust of the flesh. We hear news that women got raped and all these things, sexual crimes and child abuse, etc. And this is some of the most saddening thing. I believe it breaks the hearts of every father, mother, and the daughter, and the child, and the woman. You know, this is all because of the lust of the flesh. In this case, the man. What does the Bible have to tell us about that? And how does the Bible tell us? And what's God's perspective? What's God's solution for this? You know, it is just, you know, especially if you go to the case of rape, that it becomes a violation. There's a very, very, very violent way. It's not just breaking doing the immorality thing, but it's also do violence to the woman. It's a huge thing. But let's say what Jesus said in Matthew 5:27. You've heard that it was said, "You shall not commit adultery." But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Now this is Jesus gone a step further, basically saying that if you want to resolve the problem of the act of lustful actions for guys, for lustful actions like adulteries or even rape, the solution lies in the mind. Okay, solution has got to solve the real deep problem, which is in the mind. Okay, so it says, but I say to you, everyone who looks at a woman with lustful intent, that is in the mind. That's intention in the heart, in the mind, but it's not an action yet. But if you want to solve the problem, the outer actions, you need to resolve the problem of the inner heart. That lustful intent is a dirty, evil seed that has been planted in your mind. All men are not oblivious to that. We are all vulnerable to that. But some are just really gotten so much out of control that they turn into violence, rape and stuff. Especially they take advantage. There's even the damage, the traumas induced onto the victims. It's incalculable. They're evil. You know, after hearing this kind of story, I just have to thank God that justice will be done. Hallelujah. Amen. Justice will be done one day, because Jesus is going to come back and judge everything. Oh, I have no idea how is that going to work out, because he's going to deal with extremely high number of cases and the complex cases too. ESV Study Bible has a good take on this. For the purpose lusting over her. Okay, if you look at a woman with lustful intent, Jesus said you have already committed adultery with her in your heart. Wow, Jesus is elevated to another level altogether. You see, lust begins in the heart. Like I said just now, this is ESV Study Bible. Lust begins in the heart, the center of a person's identity and will. It is not enough to maintain physical purity alone. One must guard against engaging mentally in an act of unfaithfulness. All right, so it's not just a physical activity, but it's got to be our mind, in our heart. Jesus is not adding an Old Testament law, but correctly interpreting it. For even in the Ten Commandments, God describes purity of the heart. Exodus 20:17. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, etc. It's in the heart, right? 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord looked at Samuel. Do not look at the appearance, but I rejected for the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks at the outside appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Beautiful. Psalm 19:14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. This is just so beautiful. You see, God said, don't just action pleasing to God, but the words of your mouth and the meditation of your heart. the meditation of your heart. Whatever our hearts meditate, be pleasing to the Lord. Okay, so I think this is just so powerful. I hope that will contribute to solving humanity's gigantic problem, brokenness.